Melinda Gates says Epstein files reopen painful times from marriage to Bill Gates. Saif Gaddafi, Libya's second most powerful political figure after Father Muammar Gaddafi. Trevor Noah takes jabs at Trump and Nicki Minaj during Grammys, draws president's ire. New York to monitor Trump's deportation efforts with new legal observers. Gaza civil defense says no dead in strikes after Israel says shots wounded officer. Melinda French Gates has said that seeing her former husband Bill Gates named in newly released records linked to Jeffrey Epstein brought back very painful times from the end of their marriage. Speaking on Wildcard podcast, Melinda French Gates described the renewed scrutiny as deeply distressing, saying she felt unbelievable sadness over the allegations and the broader fallout from the Epstein document release, according to the BBC. For me, it's personally hard whenever those details come up, right? Because it brings back memories of some very painful times in my marriage, she said, adding, "I'm so happy to be away from all the muck." She also said that anyone named in the files, including her ex-husband, must answer the questions raised. Whatever questions remain there, those questions are for those people, and for even my ex-husband, they need to answer to those things, not me, she said. The comments follow the U.S. Justice Department's release of more than 3 million documents related to Epstein. Among them are draft emails attributed to Epstein that allege Bill Gates contracted a sexually transmitted disease, claims Gates has categorically denied. A spokesperson for Gates said the allegations were absolutely absurd and completely false, adding that Gates has not been accused of wrongdoing by Epstein's victims and that his name appearing in the files does not imply criminal activity. Saif al-Islam Gaddafi, the most prominent son of Libya's late strongman, Muammar Gaddafi, and once widely seen as his political heir, has been killed in western Libya, according to figures close to him. Saif al-Islam, Tippanno, was killed in the mountain city of Zintan, where he had lived since his capture during the 2011 civil war. His political advisor Abdullah Othman and his lawyer Khaled El-Zaidi confirmed his death on Monday. A statement from his political team said he was assassinated after 4 masked attackers broke into his home, reports Al Jazeera. No group has yet claimed responsibility, and Libyan authorities have not publicly commented on the killing. Once heir apparent. Before the 2011 uprising, Saif al-Islam was regarded as Libya's second most powerful figure, and the likely successor to his father, who ruled the country for more than 4 decades. Western educated and fluent in English, he cultivated an image as a reformist within an authoritarian system, promoting limited political and economic opening. During the Arab Spring protests and the ensuing civil war, however, he became a central and polarizing figure, accused by opponents and rights groups of threatening and repressing protesters. In early 2011, he was placed under United Nations sanctions, and later that year, NATO launched airstrikes after a UN mandate to protect civilians. Comedian Trevor Noah took aim at Nicki Minaj and former US President Donald Trump during his opening monologue at the Grammy Awards on Sunday, drawing laughter from the audience and a sharp rebuke from Trump online. Hosting the Art-TTH ceremony at Crypto.com Arena, Noah joked that Minaj was still at the White House with Donald Trump discussing very important issues, before slipping into a Trump impersonation that earned cheers inside the arena. Minaj recently visited and praised Trump, signaling a shift toward the MAGA platform, a move Noah referenced with tongue-in-cheek remarks. He later joked about Trump's alleged interest in Greenland after the closure of Epstein's private island, prompting Trump to fire back on Truth Social. The former president called the joke false and defamatory and threatened legal action. Despite the barbs, Noah largely steered clear of heavy politics during the rest of his monologue. He ribbed several artists in attendance, including Billie Eilish, Kendrick Lamar, and Bad Bunny, and highlighted Lauryn Hill's first Grammy performance since 1999. He also joked with Bad Bunny about moving to Puerto Rico if life in the United States became too difficult. New York is launching a team of legal observers to monitor federal immigration enforcement activity in the state, Attorney General Letitia James announced on Tuesday. The initiative is aimed at documenting how U.S. Immigration and Customs Enforcement and other federal agents operate as they detain and deport migrants, amid rising concerns over enforcement tactics under Donald Trump's immigration crackdown. What the program entails. Trained volunteer staff from the Attorney General's office will serve as legal observers and wear purple safety vests to be easily identifiable. Their role will be to observe and document federal immigration enforcement actions and related protests, without interfering with those operations. The documentation they collect, including photos, videos, and written reports, could be used later in legal reviews or potential litigation if violations of law or civil rights appear to occur. James said the project, called the Legal Observation Project, is intended to protect constitutional rights, such as free speech and peaceful protest, and ensure transparency and accountability when federal agents operate in New York. She cited recent clashes and controversial enforcement actions elsewhere, such as the deployment of heavily armed agents in Minneapolis, as demonstrating why independent observation is needed. Israeli airstrikes kill 9 in Gaza amid fragile ceasefire. Gaza's Civil Defense Agency said Israeli airstrikes killed 9 people on Wednesday, including 3 children, in the latest violence to hit the Palestinian territory despite a US-brokered ceasefire that entered its second phase last month. According to the Civil Defense Service, which operates under Hamas authority, at least 31 others were wounded in a series of strikes across the Strip. Southern Gaza, Khan Yunis. 3 bodies were taken to Nasser Hospital after strikes hit tents and homes, the agency said. Gaza City. 6 bodies were brought to Al-Shifa Hospital following similar strikes in the north of the enclave. Israel's response. The Israeli military said it carried out precision strikes after gunfire from militants wounded an Israeli officer. It said the attack occurred near the so-called Yellow Line, beyond which Israeli forces are stationed inside Gaza, and described the shooting as a violation of the ceasefire. Ceasefire under strain,